Canada approves genetically modified salmon, GMO salmon. Canada and U.S. environmental consumer groups denounce Health Canada's approval of genetically engineered salmon. Canada and U.S. environmental consumer groups denounced approval of the genetically engineered salmon created by AquaBounty Technologies, Inc. It's a majority-owned subsidiary of synthetic biology company Intrixon. This is the first ever genetically engineered animal approved for human consumption in Canada, despite widespread public outcry, risks to wild salmon, and an approval made with no public consultation or labeling. This approval also comes despite the Canadian Department of Fisheries and Oceans draft risk assessment that questions the health and welfare of AquaBounty Technologies, Inc., genetically modified salmon. The draft risk assessment concluded that AquaBounty's GMO salmon are not only, quote, more susceptible to Aeromonas salmonicida, a type of disease-causing bacteria, but exhibit diminished growth rates and widely varied performance, end quote. The Canadian agency's approval of GMO salmon follows the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA's approval back in 2015. In the wake of controversy over the U.S. approval, the U.S. has put in place the import ban on GMO salmon until labeling standards are established. Health Canada approval is irresponsible and disappointing, but regardless of this approval, there is no market for genetically engineered salmon. This is what Dana Perls, food technology campaigner at Friends of the Earth USA, said. She said consumers do not want to eat it and grocery stores don't want to sell it. A large segment of the market has already rejected genetically engineered salmon. More than 60 grocery store chains, many with stores in Canada, have made commitments to not sell this GMO salmon, including Costco, Safeway, Kroger, Target, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Aldi, and many others. 75% of respondents to a New York Times poll said they would not eat genetically engineered salmon, and almost 2 million people sent letters to the FDA opposing approval of the so-called Frankenfish. Canadians could now be faced with the world's first GMO food animal approved with no public consultation and no labeling. This is what Lucy Charette, coordinator of Canadian Biotechnology Action Network, said. This announcement comes in the midst of a growing movement for GMO labeling at the state and federal level and in the United States. AquaBounty Technologies' Aqua Advantage salmon is genetically engineered with the DNA of an eel-like ocean pout. At least 35 other species of genetically engineered fish, along with chickens, pigs, and cows, are currently under development, and Health Canada's decision on this genetically engineered salmon application sets a precedent for other genetically engineered fish and animals. A growing body of science suggests that GMO salmon may pose serious environmental and public health risks, including potentially irreversible damage to wild salmon populations. GM salmon production threatens the future of wild Atlantic salmon, Kalinda Brown of Ecology Action Center said. Retailers can protect consumers and the environment by making sure this GM fish never makes it to the grocery store shelves. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. This is on Embedded Reality. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.